Good afternoon. My name is Megan, and I'm here with my team from Harlem to the Zone, and we will be presenting our project. Well,
So our business name is Heal the World, and these are who we are.
okay. So my name is Megan Ford, and I'm 16 years old, and I'm the Chief Finance Officer.
My name is Elijah Grace. I'm 16 years old, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer.
My name is Salima Fadiga, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer.
Hello, my name is Alay Husky. I'm 16 years old, and I am the Chief Marketing Officer.
Hello, my name is Jesus Maria. I'm 17 years old, and I'm the Chief Technology Officer.
Mental health is a major crisis that's impacting the African American community, and it's increasingly impacting its youth. We will solve this issue by making mental health and self-care resources more accessible and affordable to our community and those in need.
So my story, my name is Elijah Grace once again. And my story and the reason why I suggested that we do mental health is because myself, I struggled with mental health and I still do. And over the pandemic, it's gotten worse as I've dealt with depression, anxiety, and the feeling loneliness. And I know what it's like to feel lonely and not know what to do and feel helpless. And I would never want that to happen to anybody else. So, in another program that we did also another self-care project, but it was just for men. So this time I decided to suggest that why don't we do African Americans from ages 16 to 30, because this is something that affects our community in a big way, as we see it as something that's not relevant and not to be talked about. And sometimes we don't talk out about it and it ends up impacting us in a big way. And so, yeah, I just never want anybody to feel alone. So I want to help others. And this is the reason why we're starting this business.
Hi, my name is Salima Fadiga, and today I will be presenting statistics. Nearly 800 people die by suicide in the world each year, which is roughly one death every 40 seconds. Suicide is the second leading cause of death in the world for those aged 15 to 24 years. This is the main thing that our company is focusing on preventing: suicide, which brings us to the lack of treatment. Most African Americans lack access to adequate mental health treatment. 56% of African American adults with mental illness did not receive care in the last year, which is why we are promoting self-care through our brand, because it prevents suicide. The suicide rate of Black males aged 15 through 24 rose by 47% between 2013 and 2019, and by 59% for Black females of the same age, but it decreased in white youth.
From our survey results, our market research found out that ages 15 to 30 are constantly experiencing anxiety and depression. And more, it shows, research, it shows that 1 in 5 Americans have a mental health condition. That's more than 12.8 million adults with a severe mental illness. During the pandemic, causes spikes in anxiety and depression.
Our solution: we hope to educate the public on healthy coping mechanisms to prevent negative ones from becoming consistent within our community. And we also want to invoke self-care within our users, to teach them healthy coping mechanisms and to clear the stigma of negative culture around mental health within minorities. This is important so that our community gets the help that they need without any social discriminations.
Our target audience and demographic is young African American adolescents and young adults, specifically ages 16 to 30. We chose this demographic because we felt that it would be most sustainable for the community in the current generation due to proper awareness about mental health. Our specific community that we are attacking is Harlem, and a major demographic of people in Harlem is Black and people of color. Excuse me. So that's the reason why we decided to specifically go for African Americans.
To help with this problem, we will create a box, and in our box, we will have jewelry, we will have snacks, healthy.
That's your 3 minutes up. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Okay, sorry. We will have jewelry, we will have Nutri-Grain bars and any other healthy snacks. We will have salt bath. We will have journals and we will have candles and music playlists.
$255, which you produce a total amount of 100 boxes. Our boxes is about 81 cents per box and will cost about $80.82 per 100 count. Our snacks is roughly around $34. Our jewelry will contain about $50 worth of product. And our goal setting book, which is a good idea for anybody who needs to talk to somebody or wants to talk to themselves, is about $90 for 100 piece.
So some of our competitors include the Hygiene Box, Bath Bevy, and Go Love Yourself Box. You may notice that we have similar products to our competitors, but not only do we have the same products, we offer one-on-one counseling and Zoom meetings so that way people can never feel alone. Thank you. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
Hi, so I'll jump in first this time. Just outstanding. I am so impressed with all of you. I am a resident of Harlem. I live on 145th and Riverside. And so to have people like you out there trying to help our community just gives me a lot of comfort and hope to go forward. I think the area that you are tackling is just a real one. And so just kudos to you. And I was very impressed how you laid out your different titles and what your roles are. That is just really key on any team to have who's going to do what, especially when you have a team the size of your team. So it was just very impressive, and you supported one another. So Megan, I believe, started off, and it's okay. I am a little older than y'all, not much, just a little. And I still get a little stage fright sometimes when I'm about to get going. And you always got to hold up your teammates. And so when the CEO stepped in, that's what you do. You help one another. The question I have really quickly is, and I apologized if I missed it, but how much money do you need to kind of start your organization? I don't know. I saw the budget.
Okay. Yeah. To your question, it's about $255 to make a total of 100 boxes, which is 100 different people. And actually, I didn't mean to mention this, but each box is free to anybody who wants to purchase it to see if they actually want the product or not. And after the first month they get the subscription, it's going to total cost will go down each time. And like Elijah said, we will have the the one-on-one Zoom meeting and consultation with anybody who needs extra help at the time.
That would be for free.
Outstanding. That is that's very, very helpful. And I think the only other follow-up I would have, and I may use it on the 2 minutes, is how do you think about it? I'm gonna steal a little bit of thunder from Judge Daniel. How will you think about getting the word out? Because I think this is incredibly important. And my view would be like, oh my God, reach as many people as you possibly can. So how do you get the word out?
I think that the main platform on social media is Instagram. So we all have a lot of followers on our Instagram. So we would try to reach out to our peers, and we would try for our peers to reach out to, we tell a friend, they tell a friend, and their friend tell another friend. We wanted to go around like that.
Congratulations. Great presentation.
Yeah, thank you so much for that question, James. So I did have that question, so thank you so much. So the other question I have is, have you thought about partnering with, because we had a business earlier that was doing something similar to you all, right? So y'all are in the same cohort, and there are tons of competition when it comes to boxes. So have you thought about how do you partner with others, not necessarily your competition, but others to really get your product out there?
Hi, I'm Salima. I'll be answering this question. So so for our business, we're all supportive of Black businesses. So once a month, we'll include a product from a Black business, whether it's cosmetology, fashion, just as a sign of support. And we'll also mention them on our page, our social media, just give them advertisement, because us as a Black business will also support other Black businesses.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that.
So I just want to echo what the judges have shared as well. Great presentation, great concept, a really important concept that we need to be addressing. Young people and suicide, as you know, those statistics are very, very staggering and very concerning, right? The second leading cause of young people. And that's extremely disheartening. So in thinking about your self-care box and separating you all from your competitors, I really like the idea that you are including like a sort of like a mental health sort of consultation, or like almost like a suicide sort of like hotline component to it. So in thinking about, similar to the tutoring question, how do you want to vet your counselors that are going to be on-call consultants for your box? How do you make sure you have high quality counselors working with your, the people that are getting the boxes from you all?
Jesus, would you want to answer this, or?
What do you say for like how we would vet our people who's doing the counseling? I would say to do background checks and have a personal interview with each one of them.
Mm-hmm. That would be very, very important, because I think, especially dealing with the young people's lives and mental health, you want to have high quality people. And I also noticed that that cost was not also added to your budget unless you're also looking for volunteers to be your mental health professionals. And just one more thing to add, because I know time is cutting short, is also think about liability insurance. Anytime if you're dealing with mental health and mental health care, suicide and crisis support. I know there's another group that actually added liability insurance as part of their budget plan. So you also want to think about liability insurance, because even though it's a great concept and great idea, things can sometimes go awry. You want to just make sure that you protect yourselves.
Okay.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Outstanding. The only other thing I would add really quickly, and it was a theme that came up with a couple of my other co-judges, is think about expanding your budget, because you know how much it's going to cost to do the box, but there are other things you may have to do. And so maybe you're on what we call a bare bones budget, but do think about what other things you have that may cost something.
Thank you. We will take that into consideration.
And do you have any questions for us to still Judge Daniel's question?
Being with that, you're from Harlem and aware of the Black community, because it's often for us, our community is very, I don't know how to say this, but they are very hesitant towards reaching out and getting help when it comes to mental health, because that type of thing isn't taken serious within our community. So how would you go about it, breaking the stigma against that?
That is a great question. And I think you start the way your CEO started, which is tell your own testimonials and talk about it. I have a therapist now, and I tell all my friends that you should get a therapist, and she has changed my life. And so I think us being more open and transparent about some of the stresses we feel, and that's, this pandemic has been horrible. But one of the good things in the pandemic is we are all stressed out and worried and scared, and people we love, we've lost. And so it's given us an opportunity to talk more openly about the challenges we face and the anxiety. And so I think telling our stories and being transparent, especially among your team, about your own encounters with and how you're trying to overcome will be great. The other thing you might want to do is talk a little bit about what we're witnessing in Harlem right now. I have a 4-year-old son. I take him to school every day. The number of people on the trains with mental illness riding through Harlem is staggering. And so you might want to talk about just how we need to help some of our people, and that's some of the people in our community, and that'll also can also be a way.